Hey guys, Dalek44 here, and I'm trying out something I've never really done before. I'm trying out a commentary thing, and I thought I'd start with the summer special, Thomas Around the World in 80 Days. And yeah, this is pretty much the beginning of it, with the opening title of my logo. And here's the real beginning scene, with all the engines being kept awake because of the cold weather. That was actually based on yeah, the whole James wanting a cat bite thing. That was based on his Quagmire personnel. Yeah, I based this idea off of the episode Grandpa, when the engines find it hard to sleep because of the cold wind. And I decided to interpret that into this. And here comes Sek, and Cyberwind, the idiot of Sodor. Yeah, I had the idea of Slevene driving the van and not refueling it like Sek told him to. Yeah. Well, how else would he be able? How else would they get stuck in this situation? Yeah. And the face I put on Slevene is really random here. Yeah, it's just his random stupid face. Yeah, I had to interpret them into the story somehow. Yeah. And I was also thinking of doing a Family Guy Star Wars episode reference for that. Yeah, Percy getting laid out with skeletons somewhere. And Sek's reaction just interpretates that he did it, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to try out a mix between the episode Grandpa and the Family Guy Star Wars episodes, where they end up telling the story because of some weird occurrence happening. Yeah. And as you can already tell, this was based off Robot Chicken Star Wars. Yeah, I actually did this scene long before I thought of making the special. And at the time I wasn't really sure what video to put this one in, so I ended up putting it in the summer special. Yeah. Yeah, I somehow managed to fit it in, yeah. You can obviously tell the Star Wars references, and it's obvious that the Vader mask and the cape was drawn, and I just stuck them on with blue tack. Simple but effective, right? Yeah. Yeah, Thomas just walks out of it. And this bit is obviously based off of Blue Harvest, when they were telling the story of how Meg was born. Yeah. Yeah, showing that nobody really cares about Slevene's existence. Yeah. Yeah, really harsh, isn't it? But funny. And here comes the really long, unnecessarily long introduction. Yeah. Yeah, it's unnecessarily long, but yeah. Yeah, I gotta confess, I actually made this opening title before I got my new computer, because I used to do my work on a laptop, but when I got my new computer, I had a better version of Paint, where you could like zoom into pictures and make the edges look more neat. So yeah, the introduction was made before I actually got the new computer. And the reason that the introduction is very long is because I wanted to make the introduction also with the staff credits, like they used to in the really, really old films, like Tintin, Prisoners of the Sun, and Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and Sword in the Stone by Disney, and pretty much any other film that was made during those times, yeah. And these pictures with other characters shown in different places around the world it's just a random idea I thought up to fill up the time of this introduction. Yeah. Yeah. Me wearing a monocle. Yeah, I used this sunset picture from I don't really know where, but I was kind of running out of ideas, so I just fitted that picture in anyway, yeah. Yeah. And I'm not really sure if you can see it, but underneath the United Kingdom there's a little white dot with Sodor pointing to it, and yeah, that was just to show that Sodor's like underneath the United Kingdom. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's noticeable to your eyes, but what the hell is there? Yeah, the music from this introduction was from Tintin Prisoners of the Sun, because I thought that seemed the most appropriate for this title, yeah. And here we go with the story. Sex telling the story, obviously, and yeah, I just had found a way for Tiger Moth to sneak into it, because in previous episodes, he never gets enough screen time, and it's just indicating that he's a jealous jerk who thinks he deserves more screen time than any of the other characters. Yeah, I just interpreted James's hate for taking goods trains. Yeah, that's fine, but he had to go into the story too, didn't he? Yeah. And this joke here seems a very dull joke, but I just had to put it in because a lot of people have been using that "who's Bill" joke at the time, like in the Young Ones when they were letters that were actually bills. Yeah, I had to use that joke. Very bad joke, yeah. But what the hell? I just used it anyway. And I was originally going to do the junk mail film from the original Mickey Around the World in 8 Days film, but I thought that would be pretty stupid, so I just added my own thing into it, yeah. And yeah, as you guessed, that was the clock from the station in Ron Road, but I just drew in my own clock hands, yeah. And that set was the character building dialect progenitor room, as some of you may already know. I didn't really know what to use, so I just used that instead. Pathetic newspaper, isn't it? Yeah? And the Scottish accent for Dalek Sec was referenced off Alan Young's Scrooge McDuck voice. Because I wanted to try out something different for Sec, like giving him a Scottish ancestor, yeah. And making him a Scrooge McDuck type of character, yeah. But besides that, nothing really changed for Sec. Yeah, pretty much everybody trusts Thomas the Tank Engine. Well, the fans of the classic series, anyway. Yeah. A pretty boring lecture from Sec, isn't it? Yeah, pretty boring. Silly smile, isn't it? Yeah, showing all his teeth. And as you can tell, Emily and myself are the politest of posh people in the House of Poshness, yeah. And Sec's the asshole in it, yeah. And this joke about school tests was based off the idea that I'm not very good at maths, yeah. Yeah, maths was never really my strong point in my GCSEs. In fact, the only really good GCSEs I got were in DT and art, yeah. Emily's speech was based off that speech where you'd have to catch every train, but I just changed it to quit route because obviously Thomas is already a train. Just old videotapes used for the doors, very original, but it was effective at the time, More boring lectures from the Scottish Dalek. You can obviously tell when he says exactly is that he's the villain. Yeah, you can tell that he really wants the money. And this is another really bad joke. First used in House of Mouse. Yeah, it was a really bad joke, but I just wanted to add the thing to make it sound a bit funny and Thomas's unimpressed face. And this one was really simple, this shot. It was just Thomas going around different places and all that, Cyber wearing glasses and the map of France. The whole France thing was based off Stephen Martin's Inspector Clouseau when he pronounces his R in France like a W. And here's more of Thomas in the middle of nowhere. Italy. I found that picture of the guy in the boat on the river on Google, and I thought that would look good in this. And as you might tell, that was based off of the scene in Mickey Mouse when Goofy makes the impression of a train, and I just decided to make him play one of those Italian instruments instead. That bit he was supposed to go all the way through, but I had to make it look like he was jumping. I added the river there. pretty effective what you can do on paint today, isn't it? Yeah.
Grab your bag. We could take this little shortcut I found over here.
And the whole shortcut idea was to replace the elephant fin, because I don't really have any elephants in my house, and trains can't really ride on elephants. So I just put in the shortcut bit, yeah. Yeah, Cyber falling off the train, yeah. And here come 2 popular cameos. Yeah, I was obviously going to add Dot Warner into it, but then I decided to put Miss Chatterbox in it, yeah. Yeah, a cameo from Diesel ever since he got kicked off, yeah. Yeah, this whole South Sea soiree thing was sort of based off Billy and Mandy when Grim and Billy think that Mandy's a cannibal, and that whole up to grips with math thing was just an idea that popped into my head, like his teacher being no good at geography, yeah. It was original. And here's the sexy cute girl. Well, not exactly sexy, but what the hell, yeah. Yeah, a bunch of trucks for the other jungle guys, yeah. Yeah, I was running out of ideas because I didn't really want to give any of the other Diesels cameos in it, so I just decided to make the trucks the other jungle geeks, yeah. And this whole film is obviously based off Mickey Mouse, yeah. And the whole we gotta save him thing, and then he disappears, and instead of Cyber trying to look for him, he just goes to wait for him, yeah. Because obviously he's not an idiot like Goofy is, yeah. And I was going to put the original Chase thing into this, but in the end I just didn't bother, yeah. Yeah, I just didn't bother, yeah. So sue me, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the mistaking of days thing, obviously from Mickey Mouse, yeah. And the newspaper that Sex Holding was created on Windows Movie Maker this time. Yeah. Instead of just using that crappy newspaper I made myself, yeah. Another sign that Sex the villain and he wants the money. Yeah, more of the random nowhere things, yeah. And I was running out of ideas for the China thing, so I just decided to add the Fat Controller with a Chinese outfit. Yeah, the Pacific Ocean, just plain and dull, really, I think, yeah. And this was sort of dull as well. I didn't really have anything that could be used for Wild West landscape. Yeah. And here's the New York thing. The buildings I did myself, and Statue of Liberty is obviously from a picture or found. And if you notice, I gave Cranky a mustache, like saying that it's one of his ancestors. And then there's Sek again with the crappy newspaper. Yeah, the sky I did on paint as well. Yeah, I just zoomed into the image and managed to make clean edges on the engines that already existed in the picture. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much worth it, yeah. And here's one of my favourite jokes.
It's terrible, and it's awful too. And I'm not talking about season 15 of your show.
Yeah, that joke is really true. It's a fact of life. Like season 15 of Thomas sucks.
I hate to tell you this, but
yeah, well, all the CGI series suck. Yeah, and there's Sek with Cole in the boat.
Oh crap!
Yeah, in real life, his little rowboat would have been smaller than the boat, but yeah, what the hell, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't really be bothered to put in a wheelchair, so just painted it in, yeah. And another obvious joke from House of Mouse, the whole him not falling. That old fireplace thing was really original, just Cyber just chucking in anything that he could find, even a stick of dynamite. Yeah, Thomas was the first one to notice that it was dynamite. The foghorn there was obviously from Tugs, and a really crappy island. Yeah, crappy, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, with that picture of the boat being structured with the last bits of wood, I just kept in the funnels and just replaced the rest of the boat with the sticks of wood. Yeah. Yeah, this is the possible award-winning sad moment. Yeah. well, I don't think it actually will win an award, but it was pretty sad at the time until Cyber and Rosie cheered him up. Yeah, crappy watch drawing and crappy money drawing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In this bit where Cyber says that friendship didn't cost him a penny, I decided to add on the fiver just to add in something really funny, and the fact that Rosie loves Thomas instead of money is true as well. They're sort of based on Mickey and Minnie Mouse's love life. Yeah, yeah, and here's the bells. Yeah, the whole church bells thing, written on a Monday. Then they realised that it's actually a day earlier than they thought it was, so they actually made it on time. And here they are rushing off to the posh house. And there's Emily and me and the bastard. Yeah, yeah, just counting down the time he's got left. Yeah, and then all of a sudden he pops in. Yeah, he made it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sex swearing. Yeah, and the after party was also actually the wedding of Thomas and Rosie. Like it was both a celebration and a wedding. Cyber with a bottle of red wine. Yeah, even the posh guys made it to the celebration and the wedding. Yeah, and you saw that Sek was still annoyed that he didn't get the money. And that's pretty much the end of the story. And I thought of how to end this story in a funny way, like sort of like what they did in the Robot... no, not Robot Chicken, what am I saying? The Family Guy Star Wars episodes, yeah. Yeah, instead of them talking about that Robot Chicken already did Star Wars, I had Cyber lecturing about how Mickey Mouse already did Around the World in 80 Days and how Sek's version of it is similar to Mickey Mouse's, yeah. Yeah, it's just a fight that goes on all night, yeah. Yeah. And Sek talks about the fact that the show didn't last as long as fans wanted it to, yeah. Yeah, I think House of Mouse should have lasted longer than it did, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely better than Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, yeah. And they start arguing all evening, and it's a never-ending argument. And it even doesn't end when the show ends, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the ongoing argument. And I added this bit in so that it wouldn't get boring, yeah. Rosie and Thomas having a snog, yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A successful special, yeah. Yeah, I think it's about as successful as the Second Cove Jungle episode, yeah. But if it isn't, who gives a shit? Yeah. Well, I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye.